Okay. So we have interpersonal communication, and this splits up into verbal and non-verbal communication, where verbal means you use words and non-verbal means you don't use words. And when we go to verbal, verbal can be oral, where you talk, speak to someone, or written. So first we go to oral, and that splits up into direct and indirect. Direct oral communication will be when you speak to someone face to face. Indirect will be over a telephone and a microphone. Telephone and microphone, you will not be able to see all the facial expressions, and but the rest will be good there, the feedback and everything. With a microphone, when you have a huge crowd, your feedback will be limited and non-specific. Right, so let's go to written communication. Also, it will also split up into direct and indirect written communication. Direct written communication is when I write a letter directly to you. I send you a WhatsApp. I send you an email. It's directly from me to you. I know you. And also in the WhatsApp group for the class, it's direct because I know you. It is about our things and so on. But indirect written communication is when you have your birthday and you get an SMS from Clicks. And they say, happy birthday, please remember to come into our shop to see our specials. There was no person in Clicks or in the head office of Clicks who knows you and who will send you a birthday message. It's a computer. And it will also still be an SMS. I don't know when they will start. And when business WhatsApp start, they will also start doing it on WhatsApp. But the advantage for them is in an advertisement sense. They are sure that you will open it and you will read it, so their advertisement will get into your house, your home, and you will read it. And also they can say it's Checkers. You have a card for Checkers as well, some people. Now if you have that card, you might also get a birthday message from Checkers. And they will say, remember this week we have these specials. We have mincemeat for so much, and we have Handy Andy and Surf and toothpaste, whatever, for these prices. And you can go back and look at it again and say, how much was it again? Yeah, I will put that on my list and go buy that one. So that is the benefit of indirect written communication. It is it's mostly for the person who sends it. That's the benefit, is because they want to advertise something. And you will also get information like water restrictions, public information about water restrictions or something. They are sure that you will read it. Oh, there's a new SMS. Okay, let me see what's it. Then we go to non-verbal communication. My board is too small. I must put non-verbal there. And go and buy new pens. So, what kinds of non-verbal communication do we get? And there's a lot of pages about this. Non-verbal starts on page 18, and it will go on up to page 34. So page 18 to 34 will be about non-verbal. Non-verbal, when we don't use words, we must use our senses, because we are people and we need to perceive our surroundings with something, and for that we got our 5 senses. We can see, hear, feel, touch, smell. Is that the 5? See, hear and feel, and taste and smell. Yeah, I think it's that. But we are going to do see, hear and feel. And they are going to give it big names. Woo, I can't even write the board. The pens are just done. First thing, 621, the see, about seeing. They give it big names. Write down those big names and make sure that you understand them and you know them. Because they will ask something and you don't know and you will have it wrong. Especially in those monkey puzzle questions. You must know the word, or the difference is so little, and you must choose between the answers A, B, C, D. And only that one word is what's going to catch you out. I know, I've marked it last year. That happens. So the first one about seeing, using your eyes. The big word is visual semiology. Visual is see, and semiology is about signs. What the type of a sign that you see? What can help us with communication? Let's see. The one below it is kinesics, body movements. And they give it a new big name, kinesics. You must know it. Body movements, the gestures we make with our arms and hands. Most of it we can control. Our body, how we sit, how we stand properly or slumped. Shows I don't have respect when I go to see the headmaster and I stand like that. Or when someone comes into my office and I sit with my feet on my desk, they think, you don't have respect for work, you are lazy, whatever they think. So that is the signs that you give. And you can control it. You can decide to stand up nicely and so on. But blushing, you can't stop blushing. If you blush, it gives you away. And yawning. Sometimes when you yawn, when you see someone else yawning, you will also yawn. You can't help it. You can't stop it. Right? We are talking about facial expressions. If you don't look at someone when he's talking to you, he will think, you're not interested, and so. Nodding and smiling, he will think you agree with him, and when you frown, he will think you don't agree with him. Next page, page 20, gestures. What do we do with our arms and hands? And also drumming with our fingers like this. Looks like you are impatient, or tapping your foot. I'm impatient, you must come now. Posture, we were talking about posture, how you stand, how you sit. Now, bottom of page 21, proxemics, another big word. You see there's an X, we say proxemics with a S, but there's an X there, because it comes from the other English word proximity. If I ask, is there a KFC in the proximity of the college? Means, will it be possible for me to go quickly in break time and go get myself food? Or a supermarket in the proximity? It is near, how kind of around, somewhere around the college. That's what proximity means. Now they use the word proxemics to talk about how far are we standing from other people. Now if I go and I stand that near to you, we become both uncomfortable. 50 centimeters. It is the intimate zone. It's not done. Yeah. If you go stand so near to a male friend, if you're a girl and you have a boyfriend, a friend, it's not a boyfriend, it's a friend, but you want to send him a signal and you stand as so near to him, you will get the signal. You are very much interested. So it is called the intimate zone. Then the next zone they are talking about here, the personal zone, a half meter to 1 meter. If I stand 1 meter from you, it's okay. It's near. I don't have to shout or strain my voice and speak very loud. I can put another table here and we can sit and work together and talk just among ourselves. That is the personal zone. So it is it's quite near still. It's in your personal space. Then the social zone, you are 1 to 2 meters away. That is the normal thing in a boardroom. You can look at those pictures just below it. Number 1, intimate zone. Number 2, personal. So it's a good space for working together. Number 3, it's like an exam room or a boardroom in a meeting or so, like 2 meters from each other. still near enough to have a conversation and talk about a specific thing. 1.4, the last one, the public zone. If I'm more than 3 meters and more away from you, I'm in the public zone. I stand here and you are more than 3 meters away from me. Then, below that, on page 22, we see graphic representations. They talk about pie chart. You all had maths in school or maths lit. You know what a pie chart is? There's one there. How does this person use his monthly income? Some percentage for tax, entertainment, and fees, and rent and transport and so on. Below that, you get bar charts. If you turn around page 24, there is an example of a bar chart. So the information is just given to you in bars that stand upright like that. And you can also, one on the right side, it's a what's that called? A line graph. They take the top of each bar chart, they only put a dot there and they connect it by a line and it looks like this. So this you all understand. The next page, 26, a pictogram. This is just where we use, instead of using bars in a bar chart, we use little pictures. So say, for instance, this bar chart of us on page 24 is about cars. They were counting all the cars in the town and they saw that blue is for Toyota cars. So many Toyotas are there. Orange is Ford and grey is Fiat. You don't get a lot of them. Don't even think you get them anymore. So one full car will represent 100 cars. If you put a picture of a car there, for every 100 cars, we'll use a whole picture of a car. But there are 450 cars. So we put 4 cars on top of each other, and for the 50, we put a half car. Cut it off, the picture, and put it there. So it's just to make it interesting and look nice. You get wonderful charts on the internet nowadays. Now this one, the next page with a pictogram, it looks like little books. It's how many books are in every library. So here they only have full books on their picture. Every book stands for 1,000 books. Okay. Below that, we are going to color coding. So all the things that we can see, we are still with this one, busy with things that we can see. And it's all communication. Color coding on a robot, a traffic light. Red means to stop. Orange or amber means to be careful. Actually start to stop. Don't drive through. And green to go. Wiring of an electric plug. How many of you have changed the plug like this? If you unscrew it, good for you. 1 in 6 classes today. And me. Take a screwdriver, unscrew it. Number 1, first pull it out of the plug, switch off the power. Then you can unscrew it. And you want to, maybe you bought something and it has a 2-point plug in it, but you know those 2-point things, it never makes contact. I don't want it. I want to put a proper one like this on it. So I cut it off, and then I take a knife and I cut off the plastic and I strip it off, and this one also I strip it off so I have the wire left. Now I don't know where to put it. If I open this thing, one of them there will be L for live, and on the other one it will be N for neutral. And if live is the live wire, it's the dangerous one. So it will be red or brown. Red and brown. Brown is near to red. I just remember it like that. Always it says here in the book, brown is live. So I think most of them are just brown. Mine is other color. Right. Normally, brown is live. Red means danger. It's the live one. You connect that to the L, to the live one, and you connect the other one, the blue one, to the neutral. and the other one, if there's a third one, you can connect it to this top one. It's for Earth. So, now, you must learn to do these things. Okay, in the next page, we have a country map, and it's red. Today the map looks like this. It's a hot, hot day in South Africa, eh? And especially Malmesbury, it will be red, because it shows it's very hot. And below that, on page 27, you get this picture of the red outline with the skull and crossbones in. It means it's very dangerous. This thing can kill you. And you will see a picture of that on a bottle of poison, packet of rat poison. You will see that picture on that. The white flag, internationally, it is a recognized protective sign of a truce or a ceasefire, a request for negotiation. So if there is a war going on or there's shooting going on, take anything that's white and put it on a broomstick and you push it out the window and say, hey, let's just stop shooting, let's talk. So that's what the white flag is for. On page 27, you get a lot of examples of accepted signs in South Africa. We don't have a lot of time left. I'd like to just go through this voice note until a point we can come and recap if we want more detail, but I want to get to page 34. So the examples of the accepted signs in South Africa on page 27 and page 28, the symbols for different religions. I'm not going to go through each of one now, but you will see them there in the book. Page 29, we go to hearing. I just want to finish seeing, hearing, and feeling. So I'm just going to go on. 29, acoustic semiology. They give, acoustic means to hear, acoustics. And semiology, again, signs. And these are the things that go with your language. It's called paralinguistics. Para means together with, goes next to it. And while I'm saying my words, you hear my words, but the other things you hear is my tone of voice. You hear the tempo with which I speak. If I start speaking too fast, you cannot keep up and it doesn't work. If I speak too slow, you will fall asleep. Rhythm, if I'm learning a new language, first thing I will speak it slowly and try and be correct with every word, so my rhythm will not be good, like the native, the people speaking it. Accent, I sent a link to 2 videos that just yesterday I just saw it on my phone and I thought that's a good example of what happens in accent. Now it also goes with a few pages back. It goes with this meaning or semantics, page 15. If our accent is not right, people won't understand what we say. If you ask me for paper, but you say pepper, I might give you pepper to put on your food, because you say pepper, and you want to say paper. So there's a difference between the accent that you use, the way you pronounce your words might make me hear something else. Page 30, filler sounds. If you are talking on the phone, you must say yeah, and so on, so that the person can hear you are still talking, are still listening, you are still there. Music has been introduced in many forms in the workplace. Soft, soothing music for a calming effect. I'm sure when you go to the dentist, you will play soft and nice music so that you don't stress so much. But some other workplaces, it's nice to have nice music so we feel lively and we work nice. Silence, there's a whole thing about silence here. Silence is also communication. No answer is also an answer. Sometimes if I don't give you an answer, you'll derive some meaning from it. Maybe my answer is no. Or maybe I'll think about it. So listen, what you use silence for, or what silence could indicate. that you are feeling very comfortable with the speaker, or you have respect for the person who is speaking. You wait for him to finish speaking before you answer. You are thinking before you're answering. You agree. You don't want to openly ask a question to a person in front of other people where it might embarrass him. So keep quiet. Ask it later when you are alone. Maybe you are unsure of how to respond. Maybe you don't understand the language properly. Maybe you feel uncomfortable, or some other one that is childish. If you're deliberately punishing someone, I'm cross with my boyfriend and I'm not going to speak to him. That's also a type of communication. Right. Now the last one, touch. The C6. I give this big word, the C6, for touch. And if I squeeze your shoulder, maybe sympathy, I just come and I pat you on the back, congratulations. I punch, push or slap someone, it's aggression. But also between friends, I think that pat on the back for congratulations is not going to be soft. It's going to say, hey, guy, congratulations. Hey, man, it's sore, hey? But it's friendship. And the last one, kindness. Take someone's arm to guide him. Maybe he doesn't know where to go. 6.2.4, cultural relativity. That page, the next page, up to the red picture, is lots of things that will be different in different cultures. Maybe in Western culture, we like people to look me in the eye and wait until I say, come sit down. In African culture, it's a different thing. Don't look in the eye, look down, because it's a sign of respect, eh? I read it here, so we can talk about it. The other thing about when you come in the room, you may not stand, you must go sit. It's all in this page. There's different things that we use and the different meanings that we attach to exactly the same thing, but the one culture does it this way, the other culture does it that way. And now normally in business it is leaning towards the Western culture thing. Speak English, have a firm handshake, wait until someone asks you to sit, look in the eye and look as if you are interested. You see, in the business side, the Western side is taking preference. It must be rather do like that. Personal space. How does it for different cultures? Maybe it's not so bad if people are near to each other. Other people has a bigger personal space. Posture also, lower status must, in African cultures, sit down first, placing yourselves in a lower, more humble position. Gestures. In Western culture, if I call you, come like this, maybe they say here, traditional African culture regards this as rude. I don't know, how should you call them, someone else then? Like this? Or do you make another gesture? In the Eastern culture, like Indians, Chinese and Japanese people and Koreans and so on, they say a more polite downward facing hand. How do you call someone? Maybe like this? Come to me. Don't know. So we can go through all the culture and colors things. Now the last piece is how non-verbal communication supports verbal communication. There are two examples on page 33. All the little things you do in between. Come in, wave with my hand, come sit down, be friendly and so on. All those non-verbal things. It supports while you are talking, it supports what you are talking. And on the next page you will see where the non-verbal communication might be in conflict with verbal communication. The example they have here is when you get to a shop and you get to the desk and you want this lady to help you, but she wants to be on her phone and she is slow, and in the end she says, can I help you? Kind of, she's not interested. So everything is in conflict with her words. All her actions and the way she speaks and the way she looks at you and the time she takes, everything is in conflict with her words. She doesn't look like she is interested in really helping you. Right. So let's end this with fatigue communication 34. Because I'm going to repeat the word fatigue. Because the whole semester, even the cleverest students will lose a mark for fatigue communication. And I can promise you, they will ask it in every paper. Paper 2, there will be one place where you will get that word fatigue communication. And it means that social politeness that we call small talk, that we just use when you see someone. I say, hello, how are you? And you say, fine, thank you. How are you? And I say, fine, thank you. And that's enough. Break the ice on a social level. Fatigue communication. Right, we stop here. Next we will go to listening skills. Thank you for letting me finish one full thing.